Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Walter. Thank you for viewing. Still hoping to get my second subscriber and to get double-digit views on one of my videos. So please like, subscribe, or comment below. You can be sure I will reply. Today I want to talk about Hollywood, Marvel, and China. Let's start about Marvel. Black Widow and Shang-Chi have both been released theatrically in the last couple of months, and it's an interesting comparison to what's gone on with them. Shang-Chi is the first film in the Marvel Universe not to be granted approval for distribution in China, and only the second Marvel film not to be released in the country. The controversy seems to stem from the film's casting and comments made by its star Simu Liu, and concerns with the comic book series that Shang-Chi is based on. Now, we've heard a lot about Shang-Chi and its box office, so let's look at the numbers in some detail. As of today, Shang-Chi's overseas box office is 144 million, while its global total has risen to 321 million overall, which means it's done about 177 million domestically. It's now the fourth highest grossing film since the start of the pandemic. Black Widow, which was released in July, was granted permission to be shown in the country, but its release date coincided with the July blackout period. In July, the country of China leaves theaters open to local production and boxes out foreign films. Now, due to the time lapse and the availability of high quality bootleg copies, especially, a theatrical release is very unlikely in China for Black Widow. As of today, Black Widow has grossed 183 million domestic and 194 million international, which gives it a total of about 378 million worldwide. However, Black Widow earned an additional 125 million on the Disney Plus $29.95 new release Watch It From Home plan. So that puts Black Widow at about $500 million total gross box office, which most estimates put it at about a break even in terms of its return on investment. I don't think Marvel ever thought they were going to have $1 billion hit, but that China money would have been nice. Black Widow's budget was originally estimated around 200 million, so if you apply the standard thought on that, break even sounds about right. As for Shang-Chi, the budgeted cost of the movie was estimated at less, around 150 million, and with what it has grossed is moving into moderate hit status. Now, to put all this in perspective, and I know there's a ton of numbers here, and I apologize. Every Marvel movie since Captain America the Winter Soldier has received between 13 and 22% of their total box office from the China market. The only exception being Black Panther, which only received 8%, and that certainly makes sense. For example, Avengers Endgame grossed 2.8 billion worldwide, and 22% of that was from China. So missing that market is brutal. China prior to the pandemic was on pace to pass North America as the world's largest box office market by 2025, but thanks to COVID, they passed us in 2020. Studios are working with China's demands for changes in censorship to keep the market available to them. But the reality is that no studio wants to say that, so it's kind of the elephant in the room. But you do remember how John Cena fell all over himself to apologize to China after his rather mild remarks before the release of Fast 9. This is a concern. Studios are desperate for that Chinese dollar and are starting to co-produce with the Chinese to film in China, casting, script approval to keep that market open. The Mission Impossible movies are an example of this. And movies like The Great Wall with Matt Damon, which was a full Chinese co production, and others are starting to arise. China has strict rules on content and suppresses anything that it believes, and I quote them, violates its core socialist values or detracts from its nationalistic image, end quote. The country recently expanded its crackdown on its own entertainment industry, telling broadcasters to ban artists with, quote, incorrect political positions, unquote, and effeminate styles. They want those banned from shows in an attempt to cultivate a more patriotic atmosphere. So for Marvel, their next release is The Eternals in November. And what does that mean for Marvel and the China market? Well, the director is Chloe Zhao, an outspoken critic of China, and has rapidly become a persona non grata in China. They're writing her out of the books. So I think it's safe to say Marvel's going to have to wait till December and the release of Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, Spider-Man No Way Home is a big movie for them in the China market because the first two Spider-Man movies were huge hits in China. They love Spider-Man, and there's going to be a lot riding on if they can get this out and get it done correctly. Ultimately, Chinese nationalism and xenophobia are going to increase and affect all productions and releases. But I think the problem with Shang-Chi, other than what we already talked about bad comments, is I think the Chinese were basically offended that foreigners were making a movie about the Chinese culture, and that offended them more than the actual movie itself. Now, I could be wrong, but thanks for watching. Please like or subscribe or comment below. Take care, everybody.